Yugito didn't think she would have been defeated this easily, and her suspicions were true when Fu turned into a piece of rock, showing Fu performed a kawarimi. Sweeten, tepudama, water bullet, Fu said and shot a couple of compressed water bullets from her mouth. Yugito turned just in time to see Fu perform the jutsu. In a show of speed, Yugito used her sword and sliced through every single bullet, taking no damage from it. Cage box. Looks like this year's genin are talented, the Hokage commented. Very true. Usually elemental ninjutsu is only trained after becoming a chunin, the Kazekage said. What did you expect from Jinchurikis? The Raikages asked rhetorically before continuing. Even without using their Biju's chakra, they develop high chakra reserves, so they tend to go for ninjutsu very early, the Raikage commented. True, the Hokage replied. By the way, after seeing the Hyuga's match, I firmly recommend Hyuga Hinata for chunin. She remained calm even though her opponent was taunting her, and she displayed a high level of taijutsu, the Hokage explained. Agreed, both the Kazekage and the Raikage said. With the crowd, as expected, Yugito has the advantage in taijutsu, but they seem to tie in ninjutsu. If this continues, Yugito will win, Naruto said. I have better taijutsu than Yugito, and I mainly used Suiton ninjutsu, so if Yugito wins, I have the advantage, Hinata thought. Looks like they are about to take this up a notch, Naruto said, and they turned to face the arena. Shall we bring our partners into the battle? Fu asked, and Yugito eagerly nodded. She was anxious to show everyone her true power. Bring it on, Yugito replied. Let's go, Nibi, Yugito said. Right, kitten, Nibi replied. Let's show them Chome, Fu said. All right, Chome replied, pumping something into the air. Not really sure if it was a wing or an arm. Everyone in the crowd watching in amazement as red chakra seemed to envelop both contestants. The red chakra radiated from both her stomachs and swirled around them before stopping. When it stopped, both were fully enclosed in a semi-transparent red chakra cloak, with two tails swirling in their back, with crowd. What's happening? Sakura asked. She had never seen someone being enveloped in a chakra. In fact, she had never even heard of red chakra for that matter. So what she was seeing was completely new. That is what is called the Jinchuriki cloak, Naruto explained. What? Sakura asked, not really understanding. Do you know what a Biju is? Asuma asked. You mean like the Kyuubi? Sakura asked. Yes. There are 9 Biju starting from the Ichibi and ending in the Kyuubi. People that have a Biju sealed inside them are called Jinchurikis, and when they use their Biju power, that's what happens, Asuma explained, pointing towards the arena. Wow, Sakura said, astonished. But Sakura started and everyone turned to her. I thought that the Yondaime killed the Kyuubi. But you can't kill a Biju, which means that someone in our village has the Kyuubi inside of him, Sakura said. You are smarter than you look, Naruto said, chuckling. Shut up, Naruto Baka, Sakura screeched. Asuma-sensei, who is our Jinchuriki? Sakura asked, and Naruto looked at Asuma too, see if he going to reveal it to her. Everything about the Kyuubi is a secret. Only Chunins and above know about him, Asuma explained, and Naruto sighed in relief. He didn't want to have to explain everything to the crazy Banshee. Knowing her, she would probably want Naruto to release the Kyuubi and give it to Sasuke. Some secret, Naruto thought, not realizing he said it out loud. What do you mean, Naruto Baka? Do you know him? Sakura asked, but it was more a demand. Keep it down, Sakura, and yes, I do know who he is, Naruto replied. How can a Baka like you know? Sakura smugly asked. Shove a Biju-dama, tailed beast ball, up her ass right here, Kurama said, and Naruto chuckled in his mind. Can't do a Biju-dama in here, but I can do a Rasengan, Naruto replied. Why do you want me to tell you? Naruto asked. I want to know who he is, so he can give it to Sasuke-kun, Sakura said, and everyone stared at her. Is she crazy? Asuma asked in thought. I need to talk to Kakashi to see if he sends her to a few sessions with Inoichi, Kurenai thought. That level of obsession is going to be her downfall sometime. Damn, that is some dedicated fangirl, Kurama said. How do you know about fangirls? Naruto asked curiously. Let's just say I was very popular when I was a kid, Kurama said, slightly embarrassed. Don't tell me you were chased by females kitsunes? Naruto asked incredulously. Yeah, Kurama replied, remembering his dark days. Looks like every race has fangirls, Naruto said, laughing. It's not a IT, it's a him, Naruto explained. How would you know, Baka? Sakura screeched once again. Hinata approached her and gave her a Yuken strike to her throat, disabling her voice. You are too loud, Sakura! Hinata said, and Sakura tried to curse her, but no sound came from her mouth. Even though no one said anything, they were all happy that Sakura was silent for once. That Naruto seems to know a lot about bijus. He said that there were only 5 people that could open the gates, and Hinata said that 3 of them were in the tower's arena. If Fu is a Jinchuriki and can open the gates, it stands to reason that Naruto is the Kyuubi's Jinchuriki. That would explain his treatment. Troublesome blondes? Shikamaru thought as he overheard the entire conversation. If you stop screaming, I'll open your tenketsu, Hinata said, and Sakura nodded sadly. Naruto, Sakura said calmly while looking at Hinata. She nodded, and Sakura continued. How do you know that the Kyuubi is a he? She asked. I've read a lot about them, and even though they aren't humans, they aren't things. For instance, Yugito has the Nibi sealed inside of her. She's a cat. The Biju have their own personality, like every other animal out there. Naruto explained, and Sakura nodded. So, Taro Sakura began. Will you tell me who the Jinchuriki is? She asked, in a very sweet voice, trying to know who he is. Why do you want to know so badly? Naruto asked. Oh, come on, Naruto, I want to know too, Ino said. Everyone stared at the blonde, wondering if he was going to tell them who he was. The rookies were all oblivious about the Jinchuriki's identity, but among all of them there were a few that knew. The Jonins, of course, Hinata and Shino and the Sand Team. Are you sure you want to tell them? Hinata asked. Yes, I do. They will find out eventually, might as well tell them now and get this over with, Naruto said, and everyone turned to him. Fine, I'll tell who he is, Naruto said, and everyone almost had star in their eyes. First, I'll say that he's our classmate from the academy, Naruto said, and everyone was shocked. Naruto chuckled and continued. My name is Uzumaki Naruto, Jinchuriki of the Kyuubi no Yoko, he said, and the immediate silence followed his proclamation. Yeah, right. The dead last has the most powerful Biju sealed inside of him, Kiba said, and everyone snapped from their stupor and laughed. You want me to show you my version 1 cloak? Naruto asked, and they all stopped laughing. Are you serious? Kiba asked. Naruto summoned the Kyuubi's chakra and immediately went to his version cloak with 2 tails as well. His eyes were blood red with black vertical slit. His whiskers were more pronounced and his fangs grew bigger. Around his body the same semi-transparent blood-red chakra cloak with 2 tails swirling behind him. Deadly, Naruto replied, but his voice was deeper than his usual due to the Kyuubi's chakra. Believe me now? He asked, and they all nodded, slightly scared of his new voice and appearance. Now that you know, what are you going to do? He asked. Nothing, Kiba said. You don't think I'm a monster? Naruto asked. Naruto didn't really care what they thought. As long as he had the people that cared for him, he was happy. Of course not. I know the difference between kunai and the scroll, Kiba said. Thanks. Maybe you should tell that to the villagers, Naruto said, sighing as he focused on the fight that was going on the arena. The arena was almost totally destroyed from the battle between 2 Jinchurikis. The arena was filled with water, and yet the earth was scorched from Yugito's flames. Both of them were showing symptoms of fatigue. Even though they had plenty of chakra, they didn't the stamina to keep up. Katon. Augukakyu no Jutsu, Great Blue Fireball Technique. Yugito called out, sent a huge blue fireball towards Fu. The fireball was empowered by the Nib's chakra, giving the blue color and almost triple the power. Sweeten, Daibakufu no Jutsu, Waterfall Vortex, Fu called out, and water from the ground rose in front of her and formed a vortex of sorts. The water immediately blasted from the vortex and clashed with the fireball. The clash produced a big steam cloud that covered most of the arena. Yugito took this opportunity and channeled Nibi's chakra to her nails, increasing the length and resistance of them. As the steam cloud dispersed, she quickly dashed towards Fu. Fu didn't expect Yugito to come at her so soon and wasn't prepared for her slash with her fingernails.
Fu received the full brunt force of the slash from both hands to her chest and right leg.
She jumped back and clutched her chest. Her mesh armor managed to absorb most of the damage, but it still managed to cut her pretty deeply. Fu focused Chomi's chakra in her chest area and the wound immediately started to heal. A few seconds later, there wasn't evidence of anything had even happened. Fu used Chomi's chakra and focused to her back. From her back emerged 2 wings, and Fu started to lift off from the ground and flew in the air a few meters above the ground. Fu continued to dodge multiple fireballs sent Yugito as she prepared her bugs to attack. Yugito quickly ran up the wall in the arena in all fours, much like a cat. Yugito propelled herself from the wall and tackled Fu while in the air. Yugito pinned Fu's legs and arms so she couldn't escape, and stood above her as they plummeted towards the earth. Yugito focused chakra to her legs, and just as they were about to crash, Yugito jumped up, sending Fu to the ground even harder. Boom! The arena ground shook from the impact, and a cloud of dust emerged. Yugito's cloak vanished, and she was breathing a bit heavily, nothing that a bit of rest wouldn't solve. The dust started to clear to show Fu completely knocked out. Hayate approached Fu, and noticing she was unconscious, called the medics. "Winner by knockout, ni Yugito," Hayate said, and the crowd erupted in cheers. After all, the civilians can only watch Genin's fight. Otherwise, they wouldn't be able to keep up with the battle, and a battle like this is rare. Cage box. "That's my girl!" Raikage said, proud that Yugito had won. Yugito was an orphan since her parents died when the Hachibi was accidentally unleashed, so the Raikage took her in and raised her like his own daughter. They both fought very well and both seemed to have good control over their power. "I'd recommend both for Chunin," Kazekage said. "Indeed," the Hokage agreed with both Kages. "With crowd, congrats Yugito," Naruto said, giving her a thumbs up. "Thank you. It was a hard fight," Yugito replied. "I sensed the Kyuubi's chakra from down there." "What were you doing?" she asked. "Just showing my friends my cloak," Naruto said like it was nothing. "It will take a while for them to get used to me being a Jinchuriki, but I think they will warm up to me," he said, as he looked at the smiling faces of his friends, and surprisingly enough Sakura too. "You told them you are a Jinchuriki?" she asked, not believing her ears. "Of course. I told them during your match as I explained them your two-tail cloak," Naruto explained. "Why do you ask?" he asked. "Because you know very well how we are treated, and for you to publicly flaunt that you're a Jinchuriki is rather strange," Yugito said. "B does the same, but I have people that care about me knowing what I am. Their opinion is the only thing that matters to me. The others, I just shrug them off, and if they try anything, they end up in the hospital with broken bones," Naruto said, and Yugito dumbly nodded. "Nara Shikamaru and Sabaku no Temari, please make your towards the arena," Hayate called out, canon style. "That lazy ass," Ino said, face-palming. "What did you expect from Shikamaru?" Naruto said. "I guess," Ino replied, "because it would be too troublesome to explain," Naruto said, grinning, and a few snickered.
"If Sasuke doesn't arrive, he's going to be disqualified," Naruto said.
"I thought I took care Kakashi's bad habits," Naruto said out loud. "Cage box, that was anticlimactic," the Hokage said, and he watched Shikamaru give up. Yes, but he displayed a very good tactical mind. As expected from a Nara, the Raikage thought. The Kazekage remained silent. "Do you agree that he should be a Chunin?" the Hokage asked, and they both nodded. The Chunin are leaders, and he displayed very good planning and remained calm, even thought he probably knew he wouldn't win, the Raikage said. "Uzumaki Naruto and Uchiha Sasuke, please make you way towards the arena," Hayate called out. "Looks like the Uchiha is no show. What a shame," the Raikage said. "Yes, looks like he will be disqualified," the Hokage said, and getting ready to get up and disqualify him when the Kazekage interrupted him. "Please wait, Hokage Dono. I wish to see the Uchiha fight that Uzumaki Naruto. Let's continue with the rest of the matches until he arrives," the Kazekage said. "You do realize that if he isn't capable of respecting appointments, then he isn't Chunin material," the Hokage said. If I understand correctly, Hatake Kakashi has the knack for arriving hours late to any appointment, and he's an elite jonin, the Kazekage smugly said. The Hokage knew that the Kazekage had a point and there was nothing he could do to argue. As you wish. But if he isn't here when is his time, then he will be disqualified, the Hokage said. Of course, the Kazekage replied. The Hokage turned to his bodyguard and he went to Hayate and explained the situation. As Uchiha Sasuke has yet to show up, we will proceed with the matches, Hayate said. Sabaku no Gara and Sabaku no Kankuro, please proceed to the arena, Hayate called out. Proctor, I forfeit, Kankuro yelled from the balconies. Okay. Winner by forfeit, Sabaku no Gara, Hayate said. Uzumaki Naruto and Uchiha Sasuke, please make your way to the arena, Hayate called out. That was some time the Uchiha gained, the Raikage said, chuckling. Then in the arena the wind started gathering and leaves started spinning. Everyone watched the scene unfold. A few seconds later, Uchiha Sasuke appeared with Hatake Kakashi via leaf shunshin. I hope we aren't late, Kakashi said while sheepishly rubbing the back of his head. You arrived just in time, Hayate said. Name? He asked. Sasuke. Uchiha Sasuke, Sasuke replied in his almighty tone. Naruto was leaving the balcony towards the arena when Sakura called out, Naruto, she called, getting his attention. Please don't hurt him too much, she said. Naruto never in a million years expected her to say something like that to him. Don't worry, I won't use the Kyuubi if that's what you were saying. I prefer using my own power, he replied. But the worry face she had didn't change. I won't kill him, relax, he said, and she let out a breath she didn't even know she was holding. Arena. I was getting the impression you wouldn't come, Sasuke, Naruto said while approaching the three in the arena. Why wouldn't I come? I'm only fighting you, Sasuke said. I see your attitude hasn't changed, Naruto replied and turned towards Kakashi. I hope you didn't tell him about my bloodline, Naruto said, and Sasuke scowled. Don't worry, the only thing I told him is that he knows your bloodline as well. He knows his own, Kakashi said. The word play, Naruto said, chuckling and got a confused face from Sasuke. You'll know soon enough, he said, and Kakashi left the arena.
Uzumaki Naruto verse.
Uchiha Sasuke ready? Hayate called out, and both nodded. Hajime. Chapter 21. Sharingan vs. Sharingan Kage box. Looks like the Uchiha arrived just in time, the Raikage commented. Indeed, the Hokage agreed. Let's see how much you grew, Sasuke-kun, the Kazekage thought. Let's see what your prodigy can do, the Raikage said. In fact, he was hoping that the Uchiha was humiliated. He read reports from his Genin team that the Uchiha thought he was almighty. Prodigy. The Hokage started getting the attention of both Kages. Nowadays, people throw that name around without knowing its true meaning. The true prodigies are Uzumaki Naruto and Hyuga Hinata, and I have high hopes for both of them, the Hokage said with a small smile. He never thought that his surrogate grandson would grow so much after a rough early life like he had. You sure are attached to that particular kid, the Raikage commented, narrowing his eyes at the blonde in the arena. That kid reminds me of someone, the Raikage thought. Something on your mind? The Hokage asked the Raikage. The blonde brat Uzumaki Naruto, he seems to remind me of someone.
I just can't pinpoint it, the Raikage said.
Who were his parents? He asked, and the Hokage and Jiraiya both stiffened. Should I tell him? The Hokage thought. Better not. I'll let Naruto choose when to reveal his true heritage, the Hokage concluded. I'm afraid even I don't know. He's an orphan from the Kyuubi attack, the Hokage replied. The Raikage looked carefully at the Hokage to spot any sign of lie, but found none. It's a shame, the Raikage said, and both the Hokage and Jiraiya let out a breath of relief. Though the kid has style, to emulate the hairstyle of one of your founders, Uchiha Madara, the Raikage commented, and the Hokage and Jiraiya were once again sweating bullets. How could the Raikage almost figure out his grandfather's identity? The Raikage wasn't as blunt as people said he was. That hairstyle is just to make it easier for him to use a couple of jutsus I taught him, Jiraiya said, trying to shift the Raikage's attention. Oh, found another Namikaze Minato, have you? He looks a lot like him, actually. the Raikage said with his hand on his chin. Damn it, Jiraiya, you never know when to keep your mouth shut, the Hokage thought, glaring at his student, making him gulp. During this whole interaction, the Kazekage Orochimaru was silent, hearing them talk and thinking about it. The brat actually looks a lot like him, the Kazekage thought. Orochimaru kept thinking about it when something clicked on his mind. Of course. Uzumaki Naruto, how could I have been so blind? There was only one Uzumaki in this village, Uzumaki Kushina, and everyone knew she was involved with Minato. That also explains why Minato sealed the Kyuubi inside the brat. He used his own son. The Raikage isn't all muscle as I thought, Orochimaru thought, chuckling in his mind. Are you planning on taking another apprentice? The Raikage asked, breaking the thought of Orochimaru. Maybe, but I don't stay in the village much time. It's a shame I won't be able to pass my toad contract to him, Jiraiya said, wondering if the toad contract would die with him. Oh, which contract does he have? The Raikage asked curiously. Should I tell them? It would only strengthen Konoha if the enemies knew of another contract, Jiraiya thought before replying. He has the Fox contract, Jiraiya said. What? There is no Fox contract, the Raikage stated. I didn't know it existed too, but there is one. He's the first fox summoner ever. Apparently the Kyuubi took a liking in him, Jiraiya explained. A major threat indeed, Orochimaru thought, as he planned a way to get rid of the brat. Looks like they are starting, the Hokage said before the Raikage could reply, and all shifted their attention towards the arena. With crowd Kakashi-sensei, Sakura called out. Yup, he replied. Cutting it a little close, weren't you? Asuma said. Training to the last minute and arriving late, you never change, Asuma said. I was going to arrive on time, but a black cat crossed my path, and we had to walk the way around him, Kakashi said, rubbing the back of his head and laughing. Geez, Sakura said. I bet Sasuke-kun is way stronger now, she said. I trained him to my best extent during this month, but I don't think he stands a chance against Naruto, Kakashi said, much to the shock of a few genin. But Naruto was the dead last during the whole academy time. He just got lucky in the final exam. I don't understand, Ino said. Kakashi looked at there as if she grew a second head. Didn't you see what he did in the preliminaries? He asked rhetorically. It's true, Sakura said. Kakashi's eyes widened to the size of dinner plates when he heard Sasuke's #1 fangirl agreeing that Sasuke doesn't stand a chance. Sasuke fought Lee before the first stage, and even with his Sharingan he was defeated, and yet Naruto won, and he didn't use the Kyuubi's power, Sakura said. How do you know about that? Kakashi asked, slightly surprised. He told us while Yugito was fighting against Fu, Sakura explained. Kakashi was surprised that Naruto would publicly announce he's a Jinchuriki, but he must have figured it would be public knowledge any day now. Never thought I would see another one, much less see 5 here, Zabuza said. What do you mean 5? Sakura asked. You don't know? Well, there is Naruto, of course, Yugito, Fu, Kumo's Jonin sensei, and finally that sand brat Gaara, Zabuza explained. Gaara is one also? Sakura asked, not believing her ears. Yes, I believe he has the Ichibi, also known as Shukaku, Kakashi explained. That's why he's so strong, Sakura said in wow. She went from not knowing what Jinchuriki were to knowing 5 of them. You're wrong, Sakura, Kakashi said, getting her attention. Gaara is strong on his own. He doesn't need his demon to be strong. In fact, I believe he might be better without it, Kakashi said. What do you mean? Sakura asked. Each Biju has their own personality and personal preferences. Shukaku tends to drive their hosts crazy, so they might set him free. That's why Gaara is so unstable, Kakashi said, and all of the genin shivered minus Hinata, who already knew all that. Don't worry, if that ever happened, we would take matters into our own hands, Kakashi said. It's best they know about this so they can get out of the way when it begins, Kakashi thought. Sakura and the rest of the genins sighed in relief. However, the Jonins and even Zabuza himself knew what would happen, and they were all ready in case Naruto couldn't handle Gaara. Arina, Hajime, Hayate called out and jumped out of the 2. Ready, Sasuke? Naruto asked as he got into his dragon fist stance. Naruto looked at Sasuke and noticed he didn't move since the match started. He didn't even have any stance. "Don't tell me you don't consider me worthy of fighting?" Naruto asked. "That's right," Sasuke said, pointing at him. "I don't even want to waste any time fighting some clanless shinobi and trash like you," Sasuke said, and Naruto immediately dropped in stance. "You won't be saying that when I grind your ass to the ground," Naruto said, grinning like an idiot. "Just because you are wearing Anbu chestplate armor and you grew your hair doesn't mean anything against me," Sasuke said. "You are nothing but a loser. I bet you're whore of a mot—" Sasuke didn't get to finish, as Naruto blurred from his position and slammed his fist right into Sasuke's face and sent him tumbling to the ground. "You can call me what you want, but I won't allow you to insult my parents," Naruto said, getting ready to smash his pompous face into the dirt. Sasuke got up and cleaned a bit of blood from his lip. He activated his Sharingan and got into his stance, the interceptor fist. "Touchy, are we?" Sasuke smugly asked. "Looks like the brat wants physiological warfare," Kurama said. "Don't worry, I've a few things to give him back. I know some stuff about his massacre and his brother if need be," Naruto replied in thought. "Looks like you are taking me serious," Naruto said. "I don't need to worry about you, Dobu." "Only an Uchiha can defeat an Uchiha," Sasuke simply said. "Is that right?" Naruto asked rhetorically. Sasuke smirked and went through a few hand seals and shouted, "Katan, Gukakyu no Jutsu," great fireball technique. Sasuke sent a medium-sized fireball towards Naruto, who remained in place and took the full force of it. Sasuke smirked as he watched his attack hit him head-on and burn him in a pile of flames. With his Sharingan activated, he knew Naruto didn't dodge. The smoke cleared, and Sasuke immediately dropped his smile, seeing Naruto completely wrapped in his spiky golden air. "Ninpu, Harijizu, Needle Guardian," Naruto said as his hair started to shrink back to his original size. Naruto immediately flashed trough hand seals of his own and said, "Ninpu, Kabari Senbon, Hair Needle Senbon." Naruto's hair extended once again and enlarged. Naruto bent slightly forward and sent a barrage of senbons made of his hair towards Sasuke. Sasuke said, "Keitan, Gukakyu no Jutsu, great fireball technique." But this time, instead of a focused fireball, he transformed it into a constant stream of fire, much like a flamethrower. Sasuke's fire clashed with Naruto's senbon, vaporizing them, but Sasuke quickly ran out of air in his lungs and was forced to stop his fire. The senbon kept on coming, and Sasuke was forced to start evasive maneuvers. "I can't keep dodging with this speed or I'll tire out quickly. I have to retaliate," Sasuke thought. Sasuke took a few shurikens from his pouch and threw them at Naruto while going trough hand seals. "Shuriken Kage Bushin no Jutsu, Shuriken Shadow Clone," Sasuke said. As his shurikens multiplied into dozens upon dozens, Naruto, seeing this, dropped his hair attack and decided to give him a taste of his own medicine. "Futon, Repusho, Windwave," Naruto said and clapped his hands together. He channeled chakra to the wind around him, and suddenly a powerful gust of wind emerged from his palms and crashed into the shurikens. The shurikens stopped midair and changed their direction before gaining speed and heading towards Sasuke. Sasuke saw the attack incoming and took a kunai to start deflecting. When he knew he was getting overrun by the amount, which ironically enough it was him that created that many, he jumped to right to dodge the rest. "Why couldn't I copy those jutsu?" Sasuke asked in thought, getting pissed off. Naruto saw the scowl on his face and decided to push him a little further. "Sad that you couldn't copy these jutsus?" Naruto asked. "Why the hell can't I copy you?" Sasuke asked, losing his temper. "You still don't know how to use your eyes," Naruto said, making Sasuke narrow his eyes at him. No pun intended. "Your two-tomoed Sharingan can't keep up with my hand seal speed, and because of that you aren't able to copy my jutsu." "Simple as that," Naruto explained. "A shame, really," Naruto said sarcastically. "How do you know so much about the Sharingan?" Sasuke asked, yelling at him. Sasuke. "I thought you were smarter than this," Naruto said, grinning. Naruto was picturing Sasuke's smug face when he showed another pair of Sharingan eyes. "What do you mean?" Sasuke asked, confused. "First, I know a lot about the Sharingan. 2. I said people consider my bloodline the strongest in the world. Third, Kakashi said you knew my bloodline as well as you know yours. What do you get from this? Naruto asked, watching Sasuke's face suddenly light up in realization. You don't mean? Sasuke asked, stuttering for the first time. Yes, I do, Naruto said and closed his eyes. He slowly opened them to show a glowing pair of fully matured Sharingan eyes. You can't be, Sasuke said, watching a three-tomoed Sharingan glowing in the Dobe's eyes. Kai! Sasuke yelled and flared his chakra, but nothing happened. Da Kai, Sasuke repeated, but the Sharingan remained. I can't dispel it because it isn't an illusion. I have the Sharingan, O almighty last Uchiha, Naruto smugly said. How dare you have those eyes? You don't deserve them! Sasuke yelled and ran to Naruto at full speed, with a sloppy stance losing his better judgment due to his anger. Sasuke was getting closer and closer to Naruto and faster than lightning. Naruto kicked Sasuke hard in the chest and sent him flying to the wall. Sasuke slowly got up, coughing a bit. Now, Sasuke-chan, don't get mad just because my eyes are fully matured and yours aren't, Naruto said, making Sasuke's eye twitch in annoyance. You know, Sasuke, Naruto started getting his attention. I awakened my Sharingan at 5 years old, and at 6, I already had them fully matured, Naruto explained, and Sasuke's eyes almost popped out of their sockets. But Sasuke managed to hold them in place, otherwise he would lose his precious Sharingan. Sasuke boiled. If looks could kill, Naruto would be dust by now. I told you, you weren't as special as you thought. You only activated your precious eyes a couple of weeks ago, while I already have fully matured Sharingan for almost 8 years, Naruto said, grinning and mentally congratulating himself. It felt so good to rub his fully matured eyes on Sasuke's arrogant ass, and if Naruto showed him his EMs, then Sasuke would more likely faint, but he would keep the EMs as an ace. His EMS might not have any powerful direct attack for now, but it was his ultimate defense. Unless I send my enemy to my pocket dimension and let him starve to death. Naruto thought, chuckling, considering what types of attacks he could use with his Kamui, but quickly refocused on the battle at hand. Now, Sasuke, Naruto started with his Sharingan spinning. Let me show you the true power of the Sharingan. Cage box. Another Uchiha, Reikage said, stupefied. Now I understand when you said he was special. To think you had another Uchiha hidden, Raikage said, chuckling. Another pair of Sharingan eyes, delicious. A shame I can't risk using his body due to the Kyuubi, Orochimaru said, sighing as he watched Naruto's eyes glow in all their power. He would be a much more appropriate vessel than Sasuke-kun. Oh well, Orochimaru sighed, knowing you can't have everything you want, but in the end, Sasuke's Sharingan would suffice. The Hokage laughed. Yes, he's very special and powerful in his own way, the Hokage said. Make me proud, kid, Jiraiya thought as he watched his godson present his Sharingan to the last Uchiha. With crowd, Kakashi watched with pride as Naruto unveiled his bloodline. The Sharingan, it's said to be the most powerful bloodline of all, capable of seeing chakra, copying any taijutsu, ninjutsu, genjutsu, and giving the user the ability to cast genjutsu with their eyes. But that doesn't even scrap the bottom of the Sharingan's true power, Kakashi thought, as he remembered when Naruto told him about his eternal Mangekyo Sharingan. Kakashi frowned when he noticed how Sasuke didn't keep his head cool. But then again, when it's something related to his clan, Kakashi knew Sasuke would snap. Sharingan, Sakura said. And like Kakashi-sensei, they have 3 black things, she said in wow. The black things are called tomos, and the eyes are fully matured when they have 3, Kakashi explained. Every single genin was shocked, minus Hinata and Shino, of course. The elders of Konoha had their jaw in the ground, as most of the civilians. That brat, now I understand how he could keep up with me, Zabuza commented as he remembered a few spars he had with him. Yes, and I also understand how he could see my moves when I used my ice mirrors on him, Haku said, remembering their battle in the wave and how Naruto was able to dodge every single senbon she threw at him. Sharingan? One of the Hyuga elders gasped. This changes everything, Hiashi said. He already had a plan regarding the Uzumaki brat, but now that he knew about the Sharingan, things would have to be arranged differently. Yosh! The flames of youth shine brightly on Naruto-kun, Lee yelled. Yes, Lee, and to keep our own flames, we shall do 1,000 laps around Konoha, Guy said. Guy-sensei, Lee, Guy-sensei, Lee. Oh, for Kami's sake, stop that, Tenten said, as she rained kunais and shurikens on them. Kyuubi Jinchuriki and a Sharingan user? I knew blondes were troublesome, Shikamaru said, sighing, and went back to his cloud watching. How can someone awaken them so early? I thought you needed a life-and-death situation to awaken them, Sakura said. All of Sasuke's fangirls were well-versed in his clan history and powers. After all, they needed to know everything about their love. It's because he's a Jinchuriki, Hinata said, gathering their attention. The civilians and few ignorant shinobis see Naruto as the Kyuubi himself, and when he was young, they would gather up and finish the Yondaimi's job, Hinata said as the genin frowned in understanding. Even they knew the difference between a kunai and the scroll. It was basic academy stuff. When he was 5 years old, he was getting chased by mob. From what he told me, one of the pursuers was a chunin and he threw kunais towards him. If he didn't awaken his Sharingan, he would have been killed, Hinata explained. I still wonder how he didn't turn out like Gaara, Asuma commented. That was because of Hinata, Kurenai softly said, as she looked towards her younger sister of sorts. Me? Hinata asked, confused. Yes, you gave him the thing he needed most, love, Kurenai softly said, proud of Hinata. But Naruto-kun has lots of people that like him, Hinata said, not quite understanding what Kurenai meant. True. He has the Hokage, Iruka, Tuchi, and Ayame, his pervert of a godfather, and Kakashi, to some degree, Kurenai said, and Kakashi's sweat dropped. However, you provided him with real unconditional love. You were his first friend, his best friend, and then his girlfriend. You were there when he was called monster and thrown out of stores. You were there when he walked alone through the streets. And you there when he was feeling lonely and lost, Kurenai said, and a few fangirls fawned over the dedication, making Hinata slightly blush. When Kakashi heard that, he started giggling like a perverted fanboy until he heard Magen, damnation of the pervert. And instantly Kakashi's world vanished and was replaced with a fiery pit where Kurenai was slowly burning each of Kakashi's Icha books, one at a time. No, my precious! Kakashi yelled, crying anime tears. What's wrong with Kakashi-sensei? Sakura asked as she watched Kakashi drool on the floor, yelling random phrases. Just introducing Kakashi to a personal genjutsu, Kurenai said in a very sweet voice that even Sakura, who would most likely safe from her wrath, felt a small shiver. Kurenai broke the genjutsu, and Kakashi slowly rose, glaring at Kurenai while hugging his dear book as if he would slip right through his fingers. He rapidly regained his sense. Do you see now why I said Sasuke would lose? Kakashi asked, and Sakura sadly nodded. After finding out Naruto was a Jinchuriki and knowing the life he lived, she was feeling bad for treating him badly. Go, Sasuke-kun! Sakura yelled for the balcony, cheering for her favorite emo. I guess some habits die hard, Kakashi thought in amusement as he watched the battle unfold at the arena. Arena Naruto and Sasuke were engaged in a brutal display of taijutsu. There was finesse in their style. Each punch, each kick they threw was meant to break bones or at least give the adversary a fair amount of damage and pain. They jumped back from each other. Naruto was pretty much untouched, except for a bit of dust. Sasuke, on the other hand, was supporting scrapes, bruises, and a cracked rib. He's as fast as Lee with his weights, Naruto thought. Damn that loser! How does he dare to stand against me, an Uchiha? Sasuke thought. I have enough of this. It's time I show the difference between the original and a copy. Sasuke snarled at the blonde who raised an eyebrow. I guess he really doesn't know about the pureblood Uchihas. Ironic that he called me a copy, Naruto thought, chuckling. Come, Sasuke, let me show how to use the Sharingan. Naruto and both dashed towards each other. Let's see how he deals with this, Naruto said in thought, and his Sharingan started glowing. Both arrived next to each other, and Naruto threw a right hook, and it landed perfectly on Sasuke's jaw. Naruto dodged a retaliatory punch before Naruto sent another punch to the cracked rib, making him wince in pain. Taking advantage of his moment of pain, Naruto threw a set of quick punches to his face and stomach and upper thighs. Naruto, seeing Sasuke slightly dazed from the punches, went for a leg sweep, making Sasuke jump over it. Naruto kept his momentum and continued his spin. As Naruto was finishing his spin, he quickly rose up and gave Sasuke a brutal uppercut, and Sasuke was sent to the ground in pain. Sasuke didn't want to manhandled by someone like Naruto and refused to give up or stay down. He charged again at Naruto and suffered the same fate. Sasuke threw a punch. Naruto sidestepped at the last second and gave him an elbow to his back that made Sasuke fall to the ground as he lost his balance. "How are you doing this?" Sasuke yelled out. He couldn't understand what was happening. Until moments ago, their taijutsu battle was about even, with Sasuke managing to evade almost all of his attacks. He would never admit that Naruto was better than him. Sasuke didn't understand how suddenly Naruto was able to dodge every single hit, and yet every single strike Naruto sent would hit Sasuke dead on. "Why should I tell you anything?" Naruto replied, which infuriated Sasuke even more if it was possible. Sasuke once again ran towards Naruto, hopping to put the blonde in its proper place, with crowd. "What's happening?" Naruto suddenly started dominating the battle, Ino yelled, not believing her precious Sasuke-kun would get transformed into a punching bag. Kakashi was also intrigued to what was happening, and he would bet that everyone watching the fight was wondering the same. How could a taijutsu battle become so one-sided so suddenly? Kakashi kept muzzling his head, trying to figure it out when he saw Hinata smiling. "You know what's happening, don't you?" Kakashi asked Hinata, giving his traditional eye smile. "Of course I know. He used the same strategy against me a couple of times," Hinata explained. "Then you wouldn't mind explaining what exactly Naruto is doing?" Kakashi asked. "Use your Sharingan and watch the battle carefully," Hinata said, and Kakashi shrugged his shoulders and did what she said. Kakashi lifted his headband to show his own fully matured Sharingan. It took him a couple of minutes until he noticed it, but he was capable of figuring it out. "That's ingenious," Kakashi said, wondering how anyone never thought of that. "Looks like you figured it out," Hinata said. "What? Tell us what's happening," Sakura said. Kakashi turned to her and noticed that everyone was staring at him and waiting for an answer. He sweat dropped before beginning. The concept is rather simple to understand, however to actually use it in combat would be more tricky. One of the Sharingan's powers is the ability to cast genjutsu when the enemy crosses eyes with the Sharingan user. Kakashi started as everyone nodded, focusing on his explanation. What Naruto is doing is placing various small genjutsu every time they exchange blows. Naruto is making Sasuke see false attacks, or even hide his attacks, making Sasuke blind to Naruto's real movements. For instance, Naruto made Sasuke see a right hook, when in fact it was a left hook, making Sasuke completely exposed. Another example is making Sasuke see that Naruto is on the defensive, when in fact he is preparing to throw a kick. Kakashi explained as best as his could. Everyone stared at Kakashi's explanation and stayed in wow at Naruto's skill. Even Kurenai herself, a genjutsu master, didn't think of that, and even if she did, she wouldn't be able to use it in combat because the only way to induce a genjutsu without hand seals is with a dojutsu, which Kurenai wasn't gifted with. "You are right, that's ingenious. The kid is a genius. I wonder why he never told me about that," Kurenai pointed out, and Kakashi chuckled. "There is a reason why we say to never gaze into the eyes of an Uchiha," Kakashi said, chuckling. Maybe I should try it too," Kakashi thought. Of course he would ask for Naruto's permission to use it. "I wonder what name I would call this variant. Maybe Illusion Fist. Yeah, that's a good name," Kakashi thought. "Kakashi-sensei," Sakura called out, drawing him out of his thoughts. "I thought the Sharingan was able to see Genjutsu," Sakura stated, confused. "It can, since I found out what was happening, but if look at Sasuke," Kakashi said, pointing to the field, "you would notice that his attacking blindly. His judgment is clouded by so much anger and frustration that he doesn't even realize what is happening," Kakashi said, and Sakura frowned over her Sasuke-kun. "Arena, had enough yet?" Naruto asked as he watched Sasuke retreat and make distance between himself and Naruto. I don't know what he's doing, but I can't engage in taijutsu with him anymore. Guess I'll resort to ninjutsu. My chakra reserves are still full, Sasuke thought, as he landed from a quick succession of jumps nursing his cracked rib. I don't know what you are doing and I don't care. I'll show you the Uchiha's firepower, Sasuke said, smirking. Ninjutsu it is, Naruto said before both flashed through the same hand seals and yelled out, Kaiten, Gukakyu no Jutsu, great fireball technique. Both expelled a fire stream from their mouths that collided in the middle and battled for dominance. Seconds passed and the clash was at a standstill. While the battle for power was going on, Naruto poured more chakra into his flames, transforming them into white hot that completely overrun Sasuke's and made him jump out of the way. Otherwise, he would get burned to a crisp. Keiton, Hosenka no Jutsu, Phoenix Fire Technique, Naruto called out, and started sending multiples fireballs, making Sasuke run to dodge almost all of them since he used a kunai and slashed through a few. Kaiten, Ryuka no Jutsu, Dragon Fire Technique, Naruto said, and instead of multiples fireballs, he sent a large stream of fire that covered a good portion of the arena. Sasuke saw the incoming fire and the only thing he could do was jump up, and that he did. Naruto expected him to jump up since it was the logical way to safely dodge his attack. He quickly threw a few shurikens and called out, Shuriken Kage Bushin no Jutsu, Shuriken Shadow Clone, and the few shurikens multiplied into about 50. Sasuke took out a kunai and started deflecting as many as he could, but he was forced to replace himself with a log. Otherwise, he would be turned into a pincushion for shurikens. Kage Bushin no Jutsu, Shadow Clone, Naruto called out, and a single clone poofed into existence. They both were standing to each other before calling their techniques. Futon, Kami no Uzu, Wind Style, Divine Vortex. Naruto's shadow clone called out and created a vortex of wind in front of him that blasted towards Sasuke. Katan, Ryuka no Jutsu, Dragon Fire Technique. Naruto called out and released a fire stream that combined with the wind's vortex. Fire-wind collaboration, Jutsu, Divine Blazing Vortex, they both said at the same time. An enormous vortex of hot flames burned his way to Sasuke fast. Sasuke dodged to the side but still got scorched in his right arm. The vortex continued its path, drilled a good hole in the arena wall before stopping. How can he have so much chakra to throw around jutsus like nothing? Sasuke thought, as he analyzed the blazing inferno that Naruto just unleashed. Cage box. Such control over the fire element, the Kazekage said. As expected from members of the Uchiha clan, the Raikage agreed. Yes, they do have rather good control over it, however it isn't Naruto's primary affinity, the Hokage explained. Oh? The Raikage asked, surprised. All members of the Uchiha had a rather high affinity towards fire. And what would be his primary one? He asked. Lightning, and he's rather good with it, the Hokage commented. Raikage raised an eyebrow. After all, lightning attacks were his village's strength. Let's see what he has then, the Raikage said as he turned his attention towards the arena. So he's skilled in lightning, let's see, Darui thought. Darui is the only person in his village to wield the legendary black lightning that was taught to him by the Sandaime Raikage and the Yondaime Raikage's father. Arena. I'm tired of playing games with you, Sasuke said and activated his curse mark. Immediately, as he activated it, he felt a burst of chakra, strength, and speed inside himself. As the black mark started spreading through his skin, covering almost all of his body, he felt like he could take on the world. With this power, I'll grind you to dust, Sasuke said, laughing like a crazy bastard that he is. It's no use, Kurama said, shaking his head. He's bananas, Kurama said, and Naruto chuckled. I told you not to use that power. It consumes you and blinds you. You turn into nothing more than an anger-driven lunatic, Naruto said, and as he expected, Sasuke rejected him, saying that he was jealous of such power. Sasuke ran forward at the top of his speed, but Naruto was able to predict where it would hit him, so he just tilted his head to the side. Sasuke was about to kick him when Naruto started glowing. Shit, Sasuke thought, as he didn't have enough time for a kawarimi. Sasuke just jumped back as far as he could and coiled himself with his arms in front of his face, bracing himself. Boom! Naruto's clone exploded and sent Sasuke flying. Sasuke didn't receive much damage, but for a bit of scorched skin. His curse mark and quick reflexes allowed him to block the attack with little to no damage at all. I should have known he knew that variant of his shadow clone jutsu. Sasuke thought, smacking himself for not realizing it. Sasuke was watching Naruto very carefully for any types of move when Naruto suddenly poofed in smoke, revealing it to be a Kagebushin. Right, left, up, Sasuke thought as he searched for said blonde and jumped back just in time to avoid Naruto's hand popping from the ground. You really think I would fall for that? Kakashi-sensei used that during our genin test, Sasuke explained, but Naruto didn't say anything. Both just stared at each other, plotting their next move. Reiten Raikochu, Flash Pillar, Naruto said as flashed through hand seals. Just as finished, a very bright light emerged from his hand, blinding Sasuke, who didn't move an inch from his spot, still eyeing Naruto. Sasuke quickly flared his chakra, breaking the genjutsu in an instant. Genjutsu doesn't work against me, Sasuke boasted about his Sharingan. His curse mark kit, Kurama said, snapping Naruto from his thoughts. The curse mark put his chakra in constant fluctuation. Only a very powerful genjutsu would be able to affect him while the mark is active, Kurama explained, and Naruto nodded. Let's try this, Naruto said, and eyed Sasuke eyes. Kokuang Yu no Jutsu, Bringer of Darkness, Naruto said, and Sasuke's world went black. Sasuke found himself in a dark place. Sasuke couldn't even see his own hands in front of him. It was pure blindness, the biggest fear of Jujutsu users. Ki, Sasuke said, but the technique didn't even waver. Sasuke tried once more, but it failed. Sasuke got pissed and flared as much chakra as he could, and his curse mark glowed. On the third try, Sasuke unleashed a pulse of chakra that cracked the floor and broke his illusion. Sasuke was left panting after releasing that amount of chakra. You are right, Kurama. He even broke an A-rank genjutsu, Naruto said to Kurama. After all, the snake's gifts were useful to something. I told you. Genjutsu is useless against me, Sasuke said, smirking as he popped a soldier pill to regain some chakra. What to do? Naruto mused in thought. He couldn't pull his big weapons, otherwise he might accidentally kill the Sasuke. Something unpredictable, Naruto thought as he chose what he was going to do against him. The Hyugas will have a field day after this. I pity the old man. Naruto chuckled in thought. Naruto raised his right arm facing Sasuke, who raised an eyebrow in confusion. Naruto smiled and said, Hakakushu, air palm. Naruto channeled chakra to his arm and sent an air palm towards Sasuke, who would never expect a Hyuga attack from him and got hit right in the chest. Naruto's unpredictable attack finally broke Sasuke's cracked rib and made him choke a bit of blood, but he wouldn't surrender just because of that. He channeled more chakra to the curse mark, trying to get as much as he could. Sasuke disappeared from view and appeared right in front of Naruto. Sasuke sent a kick to his chest, but as surprised when the kick was blocked. Sasuke saw Naruto smiling just before he started spinning in a blue dome of chakra. Kaiten, Naruto said, as he spinned, blocking Sasuke's kick and sending him flying to the wall. Sasuke should have expected that after seeing Naruto using the air palm, but apparently his arrogance knows no boundaries. Enough! Sasuke roared as pushed as much chakra as he could towards his curse seal, making it completely cover his body. Sasuke dashed forward towards Naruto with tremendous speed. Naruto's eyes widened, and he brought his hand just in time to block a straight punch to his face that would mostly likely hurt quite a bit. Man, he picked up speed. I may need to disable my gravity seals. Or, Naruto thought, as he dodged another fast kick from Sasuke. Chidori Nagashi, Chidori Current, Naruto called out, and his body was enveloped by an electric flow that sparked in every direction. As soon as Naruto unleashed the lightning, jutsu, Sasuke was shocked and thrown backwards and left twitching. Damn it. I can't fight in close quarters with him. And he didn't use hand seals for that jutsu, so I can't copy it. Damn that loser, Sasuke thought, as he planned another way to approach the blonde without coming in contact with his defensive electric coat. With crowd. I've never seen that one, Hinata said as she activated her Byakugan and watched in wow as the electricity danced and flowed around his body, almost making a protective layer around him. Neither did I. It seems to be derived from my Chidori, Kakashi commented as he watched his brother with pride. You taught him the Chidori? Guy asked, surprised. No, he copied it during a mission and asked me for permission to use it. Since he had the sharing and enlightening affinity, I didn't see why not, and besides he taught me his own creation, the Kirin Jutsu, Kakashi stated with pride in his little brother. What? He taught you that jutsu? Kiba blurred out. He remembered very well the power of that jutsu, as it was imprinted very well in his memory. Yes, he did, but I think I might not be able to use it properly. I still can't gather the energy in the atmosphere and hold it without dispersing, Kakashi explained in a bit of shame. I need to train my lightning affinity further if I want to be able to use that jutsu, he summarized, sighing. Thank God for that, Zabuza said, chuckling. Damn you, Hiashi, one of the elders said. Did you see what you have done? You expelled your daughter instead of sending her to the branch family, and now an outsider knows our clan's best techniques, he said, glaring at the clan head. If I'm not mistaken, you agreed and even pushed for her removal from the clan, Hiashi calmly replied, and the elders scowled. It matters not now. We must find a way to make sure they don't spread out our techniques, one of the elders said. Cage box. Well, there you go. A defensive lightning jutsu, the Hokage said, smiling. The Raikage wasn't as happy with the events as he watched him very carefully. That brat. That looks like a bastard version of my lightning armor, the Raikage thought as he analyzed his jutsu to minute detail. He might be able to complete it. At least I'll have another adversary for my speed, the Raikage thought, chuckling. The Raikage was Kumo's most powerful shinobi, and it was a shame he didn't have anyone to compete with. Every single shinobi under his command didn't match up to him. Only his brother Killer Bee stood a chance, and that was because he had the full power of the Hachibi behind him. That's a rather good defensive jutsu. It may not defend against attacks per se, but at least it prevents anyone from coming close to the user, Darui explained as he watched Naruto in a new light. Yes, the Raikage agreed. It looks like you were right, Hokage Dono. He's skilled in lightning jutsus, and apparently he can use some Hyuga's moves, the Raikage commented, and the Hokage nodded his head. You forget that Hyuga Hinata is his girlfriend. He was bound to learn her techniques since she isn't tied to the clan, the Hokage explained. That brat. I wonder what more he can do. Maybe I can convince him to join my village, Orochimaru thought. Yes, let's see what more he can do. You intrigue me to no end, Orochimaru thought, salivating and licking his lips in anticipation. Arena. How are you so strong, Naruto? Sasuke asked, finally realizing that the loser in front of him wasn't so weak as he expected. How did that happen? I trained myself to the brink of exhaustion every single day. I hated him, despised him as much as I could. How can that dope be more powerful than me? Sasuke cursed in his thought as he took a few deep breaths to calm himself down. You don't even belong to the Uchiha clan, Sasuke said. Thank God for that, Naruto quickly replied. What? Sasuke asked, confused. I awakened my Sharingan at 5 years old, Sasuke, and it was my choice not to go to the Uchiha clan. And I'm glad that I didn't, otherwise I might be 7 feet under right now, Naruto said, shivering at the thought as many in the crowd did. Then help me, Sasuke said, swallowing his pride. He would never ask anyone for help, but a fellow Sharingan user could be of help to him. Nothing more. I don't follow, Naruto said, confused to what exactly Sasuke wanted. Help me kill my brother and avenge our family, and let's start the Uchiha clan once again, Sasuke said to the blonde. No, don't mix me up with the Uchiha clan and your little vendetta. I have nothing to do with it. My father never belonged to the clan, and neither will I. The Uchihas were a bunch of power-arrogant fools who did anything for power, and they felt like gods themselves just because of these precious eyes, Naruto said. Naruto remembered very well the Uchihas when they were alive and kicking. They all thought that the rest of the shinobis were below them. and it wouldn't surprise him if that was their demise. Sasuke seethed his teeth and wanted to argue, but he couldn't really do much. It's true his clan wanted power, and it was true that everyone else was below them. Sasuke kept cursing the blonde's existence until something clicked on his mind. Wait, you said that your father wasn't an Uchiha? Sasuke asked. That's right. My father lived in the village since he was 5 years, and he never belonged to the Uchiha clan. Naruto said, much to the shock of young Sasuke. My father always hid his Sharingan with a genjutsu, much like I did for the last 8 years or so. And Naruto explained, if your father didn't belong to the clan, I bet he was someone weak who didn't have the honor of being considered one. Sasuke smugly said, trying to get under Naruto's skin. Kakashi himself, in the stands, wanted to go to the arena and shove a Raikiri into Sasuke's ass for disrespecting his sensei. My father was hero that lost his life during the Kyuubi's attack, so don't disrespect him, Sasuke, Naruto said seriously. Everyone in the stands could feel the tension rising between both of them and wondered if they would both come out alive. And the reason because my father was never an Uchiha was because he was the son of someone who exiled himself from the clan, Naruto said, wondering if Sasuke would figure it out. Oh, shit. Naruto is bringing it out, the Hokage thought was. He watched the match with interest. This match would affect the blonde's future much more than he knew. Exiled? But the clan never exiled anyone, Sasuke said, confused, as he tried to think about every journal he read about the clan history. Naruto watched Sasuke wrecking his brain, trying to find out who exactly left the clan. Sasuke froze as he remembered the one single person that left the clan. The only Sharingan user in the clan history to ever leave the clan, and Konoha for that matter. You can't be, Sasuke said involuntarily, taking a step back. He died in the Valley of the End, Sasuke said, shivering at the thought. Valley of the End? A few people in the crowd asked, not understanding. Looks like you figured it out, Naruto said. Care to tell the crowd who's that person? Naruto asked. There is only one person to ever leave the clan. Uchiha Madara. Sasuke gulped and said, and Naruto smirked, knowing he got into his head. That's right, Sasuke. I'm Uzumaki Naruto, grandson of the legendary Uchiha Madara. Naruto stated out loud as his hair flowed with the wind and his Sharingan spinning like crazy. Naruto discreetly made a Kagebushin hinged into Madara shimmer into existence behind Naruto. Everyone could see the similarities between both of them. The hairstyle, the strong jawline and general shape of the face, the Sharingan, and the aura of power they both seemed to exude. Poor Sasuke didn't know what to think of the supposed dobe and dead last of the academy. He was the grandson of the most powerful Uchiha to live. Cagebox? What? The Kazekage, eh? Orochimaru yelled out from the balcony, jumping from his seat as he stared at the blonde. Careful, Orochimaru, or you might blow your cover, the Hokage said in his thought. Your lust for power and immortality will be your downfall. Unbelievable to think Madara would have a son and later on a grandson, the Raikage commented. Wait a minute, the Raikage thought, as he looked towards the unsurprised Hokage and Jiraiya. You said his hair looked like Madara's? You didn't know how right you were, Darui said, lightly chuckling. You knew about this, didn't you? The Raikage asked, almost rhetorically, looking towards the Hokage and Jiraiya. I'm the Kage of this village, don't you think I would know? The Hokage replied. Though if Naruto didn't tell me, I wouldn't have known, he thought, chuckling to himself. You lied to me, Hokage Dono. You know very well who his parents are, don't you? The Raikage asked. Perhaps I was economical with the truth, yes,